Here we are then, Blaxhall, round 5 of the Revo British Motocross Championship, fueled by Gulf Race Fuels. A fantastic circuit, the first one that I've come back to after starting here last year in the commentary tower, and I love this circuit straight away. So yeah, from that side of it, this is of course the most important corner of the entire weekend, the first one. So they come through 25 to 35 riders down from the start gate, and they cross over the circuit. Big right-hander, funnels down slightly and then left and then into the main track. So it really does give everybody a chance to kind of sort themselves out before it gets into the serious race business. But these are the first vital few corners where you'll make your space, make your places before it all settles down into the race. Now, during the actual racing itself, they will come alongside the start straight. This slight dip down used to be a jump up, and now, of course, they've just leveled it off and they go across the start line first corner, and then into this slightly sharper right-hander and then a left-hander outside of the start area. So from that side, they've got little jumps on the inside. Not quite sure how they're going to be a factor, but yeah, it could well make things interesting. So here we are then. This is going to be the second corner, and you can see straight away, even from Bradley Wheeler's GoPro laps, he's coming through here, and this has literally been absolutely virgin territory, and straight away he's digging into it, and this is with one bike going around 3 times. Already it's going to cut up deep, as you can see. Rocks, plenty of them around, so yeah, be watching out for those to catch the riders out. And then you head into the belly of the track, the fantastic spectator area that is mowed. It is like Wembley Stadium in there. It's absolutely beautiful, and the track here, Woodbridge and DMCC, do a fantastic job of getting this track in prime condition. But this just drops down into the valley here from the first corner. It's going to be very spectacular action for everybody. So here we go then. This is one of the biggest advantages of reversing the direction here at Blaxhall. Before, they used to disappear into the trees. It was tight, lots of riders, lots of issues. Now, they come straight out the second corner, down the dip there. They've got to make sure they're not in too low or they're going cars with the extra momentum from the drop. I'm firing over this, which is much steeper than it was in the opposite direction. So it launches them, the whole pack, together on the first lap, right over this fantastic tabletop. Everybody that can see it. A massive spectator area. So straight away, the spectators are not going to be peering into the woods and seeing who's going to come out first. They're going to see straight away who's got the whole shot and who's got the advantage leading into the rest of the race. So this is when it starts to get a little bit tight here, especially on the first lap. And this place is soft. I mean, yeah, okay, I am nearly 20 stone. But as soon as you move, as soon as you walk, the sand moves under your feet, and you can see straight away Bradley's already made some tracks for us on this first 3 or 4 laps going around here. So it's going to get rough coming into here because you're slowing down, braking bumps are going to happen, and then you've got this tight and uphill section. Got to get this corner right, because otherwise it's going to cost you going all the way up to the top of the circuit here. But again, fantastic area for spectators. You can really get a good sense of what's going on straight away off the start at this amazing Blaxhall circuit. So yeah, after you come out the centre of the valley, you come up to this corner here, left-hander, 180 degrees, and it's going to be nice and deep. Already, Bradley has made a decent trench here already. This is going to be a deep rut. It'll get rough, and there'll be more happening around the outside. On the entrance to this corner, there's a little jumpish type thing on the inside that a lot of these track designers like now. So to jam the bike up the inside is going to be very tricky. So we'll see how this emerges through the day, and then they go right back into the centre of the valley over here as they start to go through some of the more spectacular parts of this Blaxhall circuit. So they come out of that left-hander, and you can see the reverse of direction. They used to jump up into that corner. Now it drops down as they're accelerating and exit away, and then you've got a big launch from a tabletop here. Bradley Wheeler was talking about his GoPro lap, saying that some jumps are going to be a little bit tricky with the small amount of space they've got to accelerate for them. So a nice big tabletop here, but again, especially on the crowded first lap, it's going to be vital to do this, because if you land on that flat bit and have to drop down, that's a second gone straight away. So it's vital that they get enough drive coming out of that corner, and it's going to get rough, so it's going to be difficult to do that to clear what is actually quite a bit of a distance because of the reverse direction. Into the valley again, this corner. Hello! Look at that, amazing little tump on the inside to really slow you down if you take the tight line, or you can rail around the outside, but of course it's much longer and it's going to get rough. It is soft ground here. This way round, I think it's going to be really nice, because you can blast around the outside or hop to the inside here and pop along again. So it's going to be a mixture of lines. It's going to be interesting to see. I think the main line of choice will be around the outside here, but again, it's going to get rough. So that might become a contender, even though right now it looks like the slow option. So from that left-hander, they can then come along this valley, and again, it's looking all very nice, smooth and manicured right now, but it is going to get very choppy and very rough. This jump is made much steeper from running in the opposite direction, so it will kick you much higher and further, and then you go up into a nice uphill right-hander that goes all the way around there, next to the old Baywatch commentary tower at the top there. I did look earlier, couldn't find Pamela Anderson, but never mind. Apart from that, yeah, this is a lovely place to watch. You can really get the impression of the riders railing it around the outside here. Going to be interesting to see how the lines figure out in the opposite direction, but for sure a very, very nice place to watch if you're good to see a bit of technique come around here. So absolutely vital corner here, especially as you're going to run uphill slightly into it. Got to keep the power on, especially on a smaller bike. You can blast around the outside, but there will be inside berms and ruts as well. So as the favoured lines get rougher, this is going to change through the day. Last year we saw quite a few line choices change going into this corner. Josh Gilbert in particular pulled some fantastic passes coming into here when it was the other way around, but now it launches you round onto one of the fastest parts of the track that are pretty much flat out single jumps that will make a difference to see how far you go and what passes you're going to make. So vital corner to get this right and get your speed all the way along this top section. Started to think about the next corner and started to think about actually braking. So this is going to look totally different after like the first race tomorrow. It's going to be choppy in various different places. And again, passing, this could be a great passing place. You'll see people disappear up into this corner and come out that jump over there, the other side. And that's where position changes, I think, are going to happen, because you can send somebody out into the trees there if you really want to, but certainly you could duck in and then jump along across the far bank there. But it's going to be quite a tricky section, but I can see lots of passes being made into here, so it's going to be well worth watching if you can get close enough to see it. So they're going to drop off out of that corner and then very quickly going to go into this very sharp uphill section, and I can promise you, you stay here, you won't get hit at all. They're going to jump straight over and then go down to that far section down there. This is going to be a fantastic bit to see from where the spectators are. You'll see this from a distance, but guaranteed there will be position changes coming out of the woods and going along this section. Strange little jump. It's not really a tabletop, but you're certainly going to have to get it right to make time. And then this corner is vital, because those waves are not easy if you haven't. And again, this is going to get rough, as you can see how deep already it's being carved out just by Bradley doing a few laps. And yeah, straight away, it's going to be debatable if those are going to be able to be doubled. The far one should be, but these first two are going to be vital to how much time you can make up in this section. So again, you'll see changes of position as they emerge from this wave section going back towards the main spectator area. So again, after the wave section, another vital right-hander, 90 degrees, and then you got plenty of run up here to launch off of this jump, which is a fantastic jump for the spectators, especially those in the old Honda VIP section there. You're going to have a fantastic treat, because they're going to come flying out of here right in the full view of the spectators, and they can really let loose in the 450 or 250, just launch it down this hill, because as far as they can go, the better it is, because you can just land on a nice safe downhill, no fear of a crash. You can just launch it and make as much space as you can. This is going to be a fantastic part of the track to watch on, and I can't wait, because I'll be in that tower over there seeing who's made the passes through the wave sections as they come back into view. All the crowd are going to see them around here, get behind their favourite riders, cheer them on, and you can see straight away the old Bradley wheeler expertise has gone straight for the tight line and got it sorted out. That's going to be the first line to develop. It certainly won't be the last. There'll be about 2, maybe 4 ruts out here, getting deeper and rougher all the way through the day, and the way they mix up is going to dictate who's going to make the passes and who's going to get the best run as they head out into the back of the woods section out here. So if you're after a little nice place to watch, if you come in tomorrow, get out of this wood section, because it is an amazing place to watch motocross. So there's the downside of that jump as they head into the wooded section here, and this is where you might find some hardcore old motocross enthusiasts in the woods listening to the sound of bikes reverberating around the trees. It's going to be an amazing section to watch if you can get down here, which you can. There's just a little bit of roping there, so you can see and experience motocross in the woods, which is always a nice feeling. But this is going to be rough, very rough. It's naturally damper and softer because it's in amongst the trees, and therefore it is going to get rough and choppy. It's quite fast. It's a long right-hander. So these around the corner here, the fastest riders are going to be those who are used to a good bit of sand technique. Those are going to be on the pegs, dancing the bike around here. Already, it's actually slightly choppy here, and it's going to get worse and worse through the day. This is going to be the one that really separates the men from the boys. Again, they're going to disappear into this section from the main spectator area and come back over a big jump over that side, and guaranteed there'll be passes in here. So if you are coming again on race day, there'll be a section there where you can see lots of action coming through here, and again, get the amazing sound of motocross bikes reverberating through the trees. One of the best places to watch. So here we are. This is one of the steepest jumps on the track. They're coming out of the wooded section. Again, that long corner, got to get that absolutely right, because then you get all the speed along here, and then you rush up to this jump. It's going to be a proper rush up to here, and I suspect this is where you'll see riders scrubbing, cutting the height off this jump, because if you don't, you're just going to launch. So it's going to be a great place to watch the technique. You'll see the bikes getting laid over by the best riders here to keep the wheels on the ground, and then take that little tabletop there, and then head into that nice big step up jump into that right-hander. But all of that speed is going to be made by making sure you get this right, because if you overdump this, A, it's going to hurt, and B, it's going to cost you some time. So a vital section, and again, they're going to come out of the trees, and the spectators are going to see who's made the passes in the woods. So yeah, going to come over from that massive tabletop. That's quite a big tabletop, quite a long distance there to clear that right, although it's not a savage down ramp, so you should be actually quite easy there wherever you land. And then you've got to make sure you get this uphill section right. This could cost you so much time if you're short on this bit. But yeah, just to hop up here and then straight into this tight right-hander. And now this is where the track starts to get really tight and technical. So again, there's going to be deep ruts down here, going to be very rough. And it's again going to be a place where there could well be a bit of controversial passing. You've got to make sure that you block the inside line, make sure you don't get taken out. But yeah, this is where the track really starts to tighten up. And again, you're going to see lots of passing in amongst this section. Just to say again about this tight right-hander, this got so deep and choppy last year. I mean, we don't have the 85cc's here this year, but last year they were getting almost lost in here from the 450 ruts. It is seriously soft. So that is going to be deep, carved out. Again, the tight line is going to be the shortest line, so you'd think it'd be fastest, but it's going to get so deep, the outside line is probably going to be the one. But again, this is going to get so choppy tomorrow. It's going to look completely different on race day. So this corner, I'm thinking Namur, 1992, Belgian 500 Grand Prix, Kurt Nickel. No, this is Blaxhall, this is 21st century, but beautiful motocross in the trees. The sound's going to echo around the whole atmosphere here. But then you go up into this and you're back to 21st century again. This, I think, is actually slightly adapted. I don't think this is entirely man-made because you can see it carrying on over there. As you can see, massively higher on the right-hand side than the left. But if you take the left, A, it's difficult to get to, and B, it's difficult to line the next corner up after it. So most riders will probably go higher, but on occasion, someone will pass somebody by going lower here if they can get to that line. But again, it's going to be another positional change here, another passing opportunity for sure. Okay, so continuing with the tight section in the woods, and again, it's nice here for spectators. You can get very close. You can see the whites of the riders' eyes. You see the evil as they're coming out of here. And there was a collision here in one of the schoolboy races last year, but this time, I think it's tighter coming out of there, so you might not see that as much. But yeah, nice little corner, up a nice little hill, and then left, and then straight back down again. So again, it's going to get tight in here. It's better that this is not the start of the lap like it was in the other direction. But yeah, this is going to be bits where you're going to see little bits of changes. And again, as a rider, you need to take this clean. Just get around here clean and don't waste too much time. So coming out of the trees then, the last tight section, come down the hill here. And again, it's going to get rough coming through here, going to get deep, choppy, rutted. And then you fire back out and it gets faster again as they head out towards the finishing line. So this is going to be effectively the last corner on the circuit. So these are going to be the last few desperate little passes in that tight section before the end of the lap and the end of the race. So yeah, you'll probably see some banzai moves in here if you can get close enough to watch. I think the spectators are close enough. So yeah, this is going to be the last gasp if you see what I mean. So yeah, out of the last corner, that's a little kicker jump there. One of those singles that Bradley Reader spoke about there, that will kick it skywards and really go for it. Bradley did mention, and give a shot to Bradley there. He's been doing so very well. All good. What Bradley did mention that I haven't thought about actually as much is the roost. There are little flinty stones all the way over this circuit, so that's going to be very painful, especially in the 450 class if you're stuck in someone's roost area. So yeah, from that side, this is the finish. Lovely blast out of that corner, a bit of a jump, and then a nice tabletop to finish. It's a bit more of a shallow takeoff because it's in reverse, but even so, they're going to launch off of this And you might well see a couple of drag races to the finishing line, which is by those checkered flags there. And then, of course, down to the right and go run parallel to the start line. So that's a lap of Blaxhall. Lovely circuit. You can see it's got a mower in. They have a strimmer Sunday, apparently. They come around with a strimmer on the weekends and make sure it's all pucker. I mean, it's like racing on a golf course, which, of course, is every motocross rider's fantasy. So, yeah, come and join us here at Blaxhall. It's going to be a fantastic weekend. Fantastic day's racing.